Hey guys, welcome back. Episode 11, and it is quite an exciting day here. I've got a few things set up, so this should go pretty quickly here. We made that Resonant machine frame at the end of last episode, and we are going to put it to good use here today. So I'm just going to hop right into it. I've got a few things laid out here. So this should go pretty quick. And we'll just march right on down the list here. Putting everything together except what goes here. There we go. Look at, see that? I remembered. And right on down, plenty of steps past. Oops, misclick. That and that maybe? Yep. And then in here, uh-oh. What goes here? Oh, wait. I think I'm messing it up. Oh man, I thought I was gonna remember it all. But maybe not. Ah, so close. See, these extra ones messed me up. Alright, so now we've got an alloy smelter, and we've got this because, well, you know, we had the vat, and I don't know, I guess our Enter IO machines just seem to be a little short. So I wanted to add another one, and, well, we needed it. Now it's much easier to make a bunch of the alloys that we want to. Let's change this to alloys only. And well, this isn't the fastest machine on Earth, but this is going to make us some energetic alloy. So we'll be glad to have that all cooked up, and that will help us make our next machine, which we needed the Resonant machine frame for. That, by the way guys, the last one that we made took like, I don't know, how long did it take? 10, 12 hours, something like that. Well, now with all the new generators that we have in place, it took like an hour and a half at the most. And I went ahead and I upgraded these energy cells, so now that they can output 800, because our lasers do like 400 RF per tick, and the other energy cells could only output 200, so we still couldn't do it all. And well, we've moved up, so now we've got 2 million storage per each, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, and then we've got 4 in this guy, we've got 4 down there, so we've got at least 10 million RF stored up at almost all time for things that we need to make. What happened here? Why won't it cook up the next one? Uh-oh. Oh. I guess you do have to. Okay. See, I hate all of them are different. Like this is all smelting right now. Or that'll change it to all smelting. I never know. Is what you click what it's going to change to, or what mode it's on already? Some of the machines from some mods are one way and other mods are the other way, and I can never figure out what's what. So whatever. There's our 2 energetic alloys, so back down into the storage room, and this rain will be gone. Thank you. So now what we've got to do, we got to put these together. How does this go? We need these guys here, and then we need, what is it, that and that to make that. I think maybe we need some more of these. Yep, we've got to make a couple more of those. So that's 2 more redstone, 2 more, and 2 more. Let me go throw that in. And now that we've got it on the right mode, it shouldn't take nearly as long. And here we go. I should really be making more of these capacitors. Here, watch this. We're going to use this one to speed things up, and then we're going to take it right back out. I should really make a bunch of these, although, I mean, this is really the only Ender IO machine that we're using, it seems like. The vat that we've got sitting over here, well, I mean, we don't use that too often. I've made a bunch of rocket fuel in the thing, but you kind of just set it and let it go and let it cook away for a while, and that's that. but maybe one of the between episodes, now that we've got the alloy smelter, I'll make up a bunch of capacitors to sort of speed things up. Oh, and you see I'm carrying the ender. I got that from a chest. A chest that was in a spider spawner while the turtle was digging, and I saw it and I picked it up, and I also got a division sigil, which is awesome. I'm glad we got that, so we'll do that one of these days, and that'll be a good time. But for now, we've got bigger things on our plate, like double layer capacitors. And where do they even go? Double layer capacitors go down here, I believe, into here, perhaps? Huh. And then what else are we missing? Maybe some of this. Is that why we made it? Yes. Quantum entanglement doohickey is what we're making. And while the quantum entanglement doohickey is always nice, but it works better with its companion, which doesn't have quite as catchy of a name. But nonetheless, we are just about ready to make. Diamond etched computational matrix. So that on there with these guys here gives us an ender flux crystal together with our quadratic equation device will give us the ability to make some things we need. And this guy, I do want to build his own room and have a bunch of the crystals because it looks cool, but for now, you know what, he's gonna go right there, and that is gonna go right there, and in it we are going to put, well, these things just like that, and that should take quite a while. Did I mess that up? No, I don't think I did. Well, we need the transfer node energy is what we're making. Oh, I forgot the gold. Well, no problem. We'll go grab some gold and then we'll cook those up. Now, I think it's going to take quite a while for those to get cooked up because we only have one of the ender flux crystals, and that's what provides this guy power. So I think only having one, yeah, I mean, see, when you got a bunch of them, you get the particle effects. I don't know, I've always loved this machine, but this is pretty slow to wait on the 9 of them. So I guess I'm gonna go do something else for quite a while, and I'll see you back here eventually. Well, our quantum enrichment device has finished, and I don't understand here what happened with the gold. It wouldn't make it without the gold, and then it only used some of it, so I don't know. But, oh well. So now we just gotta head on over here and cook up a bunch of iron. I've been putting it in, and it takes a little bit of time, and I switched this guy over here and he's just pulling out the gears because we need a bunch of these. But it looks like it's going to be a bit longer on these gears. But yeah, I was confused about the gold thing. If anyone knows what that's all about, leave it down in the comments, because I don't know. Is the recipe on here wrong? I mean, it shows the gold in there, and so I don't know. Whatever. Alright, last one just poured out here. So there's our gear, and hopefully we've got enough tofu to do this. I did upgrade our soybean to a 10-10-10 soybean, and it produces more than what that whole line of them did. So it has gone quite nicely. Let me see. Yep, we got 274. I mean, it's not fast by any means, but, you know, what is that? Tofu turns into raw fish. Huh. I don't know why that would be, but okay. Just about there. Okay, there are a lot more culinary generators, which we are going to put there, and we got to go pick up the ones that are already down. And let's see. And these guys have been producing power for us, but they're just not enough. They're still not keeping up with things when we're active and doing a bunch on the server and cooking up a bunch of stuff and processing and all that. It uses more power than we're creating. I mean, it certainly made things a lot faster, as we've seen, than just the water wheel, but you know, it's time for a step up, and we have almost 8,000 toast. Actually, we have more than 8,000 because I had all those in my inventory that I just picked up out of the machines. So we can certainly afford to bring a whole bunch. Oh, counted perfect. We can certainly afford to have a whole bunch more machines set up. So let's see how this does. And now I'm not sure how effective this is going to be. If this is too much for our farm to keep up with, we're just going to kind of have to see what happens. But these go a lot faster. As you see, it only lasts for about, what was that, like 12.5 seconds or something per toast. Yeah, but it generates the same amount of total RF per toast, and it's just 8 times the base level to give 224 per tick. So it increases our power creation by a lot, but it doesn't make our bread or our toast more efficient. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on that and make sure that our farm can keep up with it. But either way, I mean, if a farm can't keep up, then that just means we're producing the most amount of power we can. We can always add another layer to the farm, or even just add a bigger upgrade card in here, because right now we're only at the bronze level. There's a lot more. I want to stay in this chunk, but you know, we could still get quite a bit more farmland in here. We're probably only using about half the chunk. But I guess we're going to see how that goes for power, because really this was required for the next step that we take. From here on out, it's just all about complete automation for us. Now that we've got a ton of power, we're just going to set up machines that are going to run round the clock, or not around the clock, but whenever we're logged in, the machines are going to be active and running and just automatically producing a whole bunch of stuff for us. And we needed enough power to be able to run all those machines, plus do things when we want them. You know, if we wanted to make machine frames or start processing ores, whatever, on call, we want to have enough power created that all of the automatic stuff is not zapping the power. So that's why we've upgraded the power so drastically in the past couple of episodes, because now it can start getting fun. And it looks like we're now creating more power than we were using for whatever we're doing. I just kind of want to see if this transfer node is going to keep up with how fast the toast is being cooked. I think that it should, because we've got 9 here and they last 12 seconds each, so that's less than, I mean, it's more than 1 second per piece of toast, and it can pull them out way faster than that. So I don't think we're going to have a bottleneck there, but we can always add speed upgrades in here if we need to. But I guess now it's time to move on to automating something. The first thing that I want to automate is obsidian, because our turtle's been getting a good amount of obsidian, but not really enough for us to always have a supply on hand. As we've seen with our drawers, it's taking a ton of obsidian to do this, and well, we need more. Plus, we're going to redo this drawer wall. Maybe we'll do that today. I'm not sure if we'll have time, but for all these ores, I want to put them in compacting drawers, because a lot of times we need the nuggets, a lot of times we need the ingots, sometimes we need the blocks, and it's easier to just be able to pull whatever one you want without having to take them out and craft them and then uncraft them, put them back in. It's just a lot easier if they're in the compacting drawers. So I think I'm going to make it for those. And then our other blocks here have started to overflow in some of the stuff, and I don't want to lose anything that we've got in there. I know it's just cobblestone, dirt, stuff like that, which we've had some overflow issues with. But, you know, I was thinking we've got the room down here, and there's no reason to not just have single drawers for all the common stuff, all the single blocks like that, and some of the redstone and diamonds, that sort of stuff that we get a ton of. We'll have single drawers. So I think this one face of it is going to be all single drawers and compacting drawers. And then the sides of it will be all the stuff that we're never going to have that much of. You know, the drops and the saplings and all that kind of stuff. We're never going to get more than 10,000 of those, because that's our max. You see the dirt here is at our max, and this is a maximum upgraded drawer, or maximum upgrade that we're going to do, the obsidian upgrades. So 10,000 is the most when you have a quad drawer like this. So, you know, I just think that we are going to need more than 10,000 of certain items. So I'm going to look into doing that. Actually, let me check out what that's going to take for the compacting drawers, because I know that I think it takes it's going to take a bunch of cobble and this rolling machine here, metals chest. So it's just a bunch of steel and iron and that sort of thing, and the rolling machine is some more iron. And so it's not too bad. We've got all the supplies that we need for it. I mean, our iron is looking pretty good. We have, what, 2,000 iron in there. We've got about 250 refined iron or steel, but we can make that whenever we need to. So maybe I'll do that between episodes. Kind of boring to run through the crafting recipe for that and rearrange this. You guys don't want to see that. But next episode that we're down here, it's probably going to look quite a bit different. But for now, let me put some things together and move on to automating the obsidian. Okay, so we have our aqueous accumulator. We've got a magma crucible and 2 igneous extruders. So that should be what we need with a bucket of lava to get this thing going. Now, we're going to do this in the tree farm chunk, because this chunk is always loaded and there's a little pool of water here. So this is going to help us out. So let's get this set up. We throw the aqueous accumulator in the water and it'll just go ahead and start filling up. So put a transfer node in there. And now we need one to go into our igneous extruder. We need an input on the back for him. Nope, that's not the back. This is the back. There we go. Let me shut the other ones off. So that on the back, and we're going to have him make cobblestone by putting some... Okay, so he'll make cobblestone, and then the magma crucible right next door to him. So he's going to output on there, and this guy is going to input through there. Okay, and then the lava is going to go into here, and this guy is going to need to be connected to this as well. So let's see. Okay, he's already opened on the back, so we'll just do that there. And okay, I'm thinking, actually I can just go across the back because the water's not going to go into there. It's going to make that funny connection thing, but it's not actually connected, so that is fine with us. So this should be filling up with water on one side, and once we get this some power, it'll fill up with the lava, and this thing's going to cook right away. So now I guess we just need one HV wire connector, and we can pull from there, I believe. Or maybe we should set up... Yeah, we'll just pull off of there. Let me see, I think we might have wire in our little wire chest over here. I don't think I'm going to have to make any more of the connectors or anything, but we'll see. If we need to, it's not a big deal at this point. It's just like steel and whatever. So, alright, we've got the connector and we've got one piece of wire. Perfect. And we've got nighttime coming. That's fine. This is a lit up area. Good enough to work in for this. And now I'm not sure how much power this takes, but I think, I mean, we're creating a ton of power now, so I don't think that we should be shorted by it, but we'll find out. Can we... I love that you can climb these telephone poles. So great. Can we connect to there? Okay. I wasn't sure if we were going to be too far away or what was going to happen. But looks like we could make that connection. And now this guy's powering up. and still not enough power to work. See, I want to see if we can pull enough power in here to have this continually running, or if it's going to start cooking and then lose power and have to regain. Because that's what I've had this thing set up before to make us some obsidian, and we weren't producing enough power back then, so it would run really slow. But I think we should be producing enough now. It's just a matter of whether or not this thing receives enough. Yeah, so it uses 400 RF per tick, and it's receiving more than that. So this thing is just going to run continuously. And then I guess here we want to... Did I put the right ones on there? I'm not even sure. Let's shut this down. We got the water coming in the back as it should be. And we want input over there as well, and I want to output on the side here. Now I don't know if I need a transfer node to pull out of this thing or if he'll just start loading up in there, so we're going to figure that out in just a minute. Should be just about done popping that out. Okay. Now are you going to push the lava over? No, you're not, because you're not set to output. There we go. So that'll push it into there. It'll make the obsidian, and let's see if it pushes the obsidian out. I think that it does, because they're both thermal expansion. Yep. So it pushes into there. So now that's just going to run. Let's see what that's doing to our generators down below. If that's draining them or if they're easily keeping up. So let's see here. Yeah, looks like the ones down the end here, it always pulls from the furthest, and all these are full. So we're barely using any of our power. We're only using 3 of these, it looks like. That one's constantly empty, as is that. And this one here looks like it's starting to empty now, because we just hooked up a whole bunch more power, but we've still got plenty. And I'm going to keep an eye on the toast. It looks like we're just under 8,000, so I'm going to give this a few hours of things running and see. I think that this farm is plenty to keep up with what we're using so far, but I do just want to sort of keep an eye on things. The other thing that I do want to do with this, I mean, that was easy because our power was close by, but I want to set up an ender chest for our toast and sort of put it at the end here. So we'll have an ender chest that's always with toast, so we can set up portable power anywhere we want with just having an ender chest and making one of these generators. And then we have portable power, which will be good because tesseracts are still pretty expensive for us. So I don't think we're going to be doing that for quite a bit. But, you know, using an ender chest and whatever, it's close enough for us. And those things produce a good amount of power. If we're doing remote things, I don't think we're going to need more power than 1 or 2 of those are going to produce. So I think that's what I'm going to set up next, is getting an ender chest going, and then just putting it at the end there. But I'm not sure what do you think we should automate next? I'm going to have a look around and see what we really are using a lot of. So I think what we're going to do next is upgrade our machines. The thermal expansion ones we'll do first, because those are kind of the easier upgrades, I guess. But so to upgrade them, you have to go one step at a time. We've got the basic. So if you do this here, that'll give us the hardened, and then you do this, and that'll give us the reinforced, and then finally this will give us the resonant. So we need a bunch of Invar, Electrum, the hardened glass, a bunch of Signalum, and of course a bunch of Inderium and silver. So I've got all the stuff on me here. I just need to grind and craft and melt and smelt. And once I get all the raw materials down into what we need to actually make the upgrades, the gears and whatever else, I guess we'll see how that goes. Okay, so we've got our Inderium gears made up, and we should pretty much be ready to go to put all these upgrades on the machines. I guess we will see here if we did it all right. Pretty sure I got it all though, not too difficult. The other thing I think we need to look at doing is, I'm not sure we want to connect these with the MV wires anymore. I don't know what their maximum transfer rate is, so we may upgrade that to the HV wires, but I'll look into that first because that's sort of a hassle to make all the stuff if we don't need to. So I guess what we have up first is the Electrum and the Invar, and then we should be able to put each machine in the middle, yep, and get the upgrade out of it. So let's try to do these in order. What happens if we put another one in? Okay, so we can't mess up and do the same one twice. That'll be good to know for later on when the things we're using get more expensive. So now we've got the signalum in the hardened glass, I believe, is the next upgrade. Yes, it is. So we can do that. And I'm kind of curious too, because all of these had some power in it, and I wonder if it holds the power or if the power kind of gets deleted. Doesn't matter now that we're creating a lot, just curious how that works. But we're almost done clicking here, and I think what we need to work on soon too, getting these Enderium gears. Well, Enderium is still a hassle for us to create. It really is. So I think that we're gonna have to come up with some automated way to make that a little bit easier. Let's see if I can remember which way these were all connected. There, and the furnace was on the end. Okay, so it looks like they did hold all of the power. So that's good to know. So let's reconnect them up. And do we have any... I wanted to throw some cobblestone in there to just see how much quicker it actually is. Let's see. Alright, wow, that fills up pretty quick. Excellent. So we'll just get the rest of these connected up here. And what are we going to run a little tester on just to see the speed increase? I guess I want to pulverize something because I've used that machine the most. So what do we have that we can pulverize here? I guess some of the Lapisaur. Why don't we pulverize a little bit of that and see what happens? Let's shut that off. I don't want those going anywhere. I don't even know where they went. Okay, so it looks like that is quite a bit faster. I don't know how much more or less power it uses. Actually, why don't I grab some cobble? I want to see about the magma crucible with cobble, because we're doing that over at the automatic obsidian farm, so I have a good idea of how quick that is. And I think I have a drum in here that I've been using to collect up some lava, so let's put a stack through there and let's see how that does. So it still uses 400 RF per tick and doesn't seem any faster. Okay, and I didn't think that it was going to be, because you've got to add the upgrades over here, the augmentations for it, but I wasn't sure if the base one does, because it adds a whole lot more power storage, and so I wasn't sure if that meant it also added more just upgrade speed or anything else. But it looks like it does not, which is fine, so we'll make the upgrades for these guys later on, but it's nice to know that we can. And I guess that's going to do it for today. We've got a whole lot accomplished, and now that we've got power, we're just, like I've been saying, we're going to do a lot more. And I guess making Enderium easier is going to be the next thing that we work on. So I have to really figure out a way to do that. I'm not sure if there's a way that we can get the Enderium automated. I don't know if we want to automate it, because the stuff that goes into it is kind of expensive, but I know we at least need to find a way to make the shiny ingots more efficiently, because that's just a long process. I have to go gather snowballs and do a whole crazy thing just to get them. So I'm hoping that I can speed that up, but I'm going to look into it, and that's what we'll be doing for the next episode. But thanks guys for watching. I'll see you next time.